Hello and welcome to day number 153. How's it going? My name is Martin, and if this is the first time that you're here, welcome. Tell you what, let's cover everything from a quick little top-down view and then we'll get into it. So, 153 days ago, plus a little bit extra, I decided I was way too heavy and I needed to lose some weight. So, I looked into things and I found this really interesting book from Penn Jillette called Presto. I've been meaning to read it for a while because I've read most of his other work, and picked it up, read it, and went, oh damn, he lost a lot of weight by cutting out meat and this and that. That seems a little bit extreme, but okay, I'll look into it. So I carried on looking into it. I learned about Dr. Joel Fuhrman and Dr. Esselstyn and people like that, and eventually settled upon what I thought would be the way to go forward, which is following the Dr. John McDougall guidelines for things. You know, no oil, very little salt, very little sugar, that sort of thing. And just switch to a plant-based diet. And that's what I did 153 days ago. I started out with just eating nothing but potatoes. And then when I failed at doing that for the 2 weeks that, you know, was sort of like a rite of passage to start this sort of thing, I just switched to whole food plant-based. So still eating potatoes, rice, pasta, bread, all things like that. Just lots and lots of vegetables, no oils. I cut out salt almost entirely for the first month or so, cut out sugar almost entirely for the first month or so, and I had this regimented idea of what I was going to do, which was once a month or thereabouts, just so that I didn't lose the ability to eat meat and stuff, because I, you know, like it every now and again as a one-off, as a rare occasion, and, you know, like cream and cheese and stuff like that. And the original goal was once a month, have a day off, just do whatever, eat whatever, have a couple of beers, you know, like, let's not lie, we all want to at some point, right? But, you know, and then go back straight onto the wagon and do another month and And for the most part, yeah, that's fine. I did relax my standards ever so slightly. And then, just over 2 months ago, I think maybe about a month and a half, I want to say, I had horrific stomach pains, got rushed into hospital, basically completely separate from dieting and this, that, and the other. Over the years, all of the abuse of filling my body with cholesterol and fat and grease and all those horrible things, all those things together had basically filled my gallbladder so full of gravel that a driveway would have been jealous. So after having that taken out voluntarily, I've had a little bit of a time off, and then I'm sort of getting back into it. I've spent the last couple of days just like solidly vegetarian, no meat, nothing like that. Still a little bit of cheese or you know, like a chunk of chocolate or something. But today, Monday, the 16th of September, is day number 1. Now, day number 1 of what, Martin? You just said day number 153. Well, yes, I did say day number 153. I'm doing a daily vlog, or at least as close to it as I can get, every single day of my weight loss journey, documenting all the changes and just trying to keep everyone up to date with what my mental state is, what I'm eating, just being as honest as I possibly can be without going into disgusting levels of detail with people on the internet. Because then that keeps me right, that keeps me honest. If I have to tell everyone about it and I can't omit anything, then I can't cheat and I can't fall off the wagon as much as I probably would otherwise. So, where does the day 1 come into it? Well, myself and quite a fair few other people have been doing these things called Mary's Mini. Now, a Mary's Mini is essentially what I was doing anyway, but ramped up to the next level. So it's not quite eating nothing but potatoes, but it's eating a lot of potatoes. Lots of people have covered all the rules of it, but a quick little rundown is you pick a single starch, be that corn or potatoes or rice or something, that is a starch. And every single one of your meals, every single thing that you eat is based around that starch. In the case of the potato, things for breakfast is hash browns, or potatoes, or anything else that's potato based. I can't really think of anything other than hash browns, I'm afraid. Lunch, potatoes and vegetables. Dinner, potatoes and vegetables. There's many different ways of preparing the potatoes. There's many different ways of putting them into stuff. There's gravies that can be made that are compliant. Or at least some people think that they are. There's little bones of contention about like, is it or isn't it compliant? But you know, so long as you're not using flour, and you're not eating bread, and you're not using corn if you're on a potato, and you're sticking with your single starch as opposed to mixing and matching, and no beans, and you know, all these other different rules that are in there, you're good. And the theory is that by eating all of these things, you aren't eating the bad stuff, and thus you'll lose weight. Now, I've had some pretty good results with my previous 2 Mary's Minis, and most people that go into a Mary's Mini actually do really good as well. Obviously, your mileage may vary, but for the most part, I'm fairly confident in saying that people lose weight following these rules. So, I've done 2 previously. The first was entirely by choice. The second was sort of mandated by health because, you know, I just found out that my gallbladder was full of rocks. I didn't want to exacerbate things by eating a ton of oil and having another gallstone pass. That was not very pleasant at all. So this third one is now voluntary. This is me getting back into the swing of things, getting back on the wagon and riding, and hopefully losing even more weight. Now, the times that I've done this previously, I've lost around about 10 pounds in 10 days, which is pretty good. I think we can all agree. Now, I'm hoping for similar sort of results this time round, if not a little bit more, but, you know, obviously keep it safe. Like if I only lose like 3 pounds, I'm still happy, you know? You've got to take this as it happens. Mary's Mini number 3 for me, I think I've called the Veggie Jamboree. I can't remember. I came up with the name for it and put it on my Instagram. I name them so that I can put like a little like playlist. So this is day 1 of Mary's Mini 3. That's the long and short of it. I'm following along with the Mary's Mini. Chances are, if you're watching this, either you are too, or you've at least tried one, or, I don't know, maybe just invested in some strange English dude living in the middle of a country he doesn't speak the language of. I don't know. Whatever your reasons for being here, I do appreciate you being here, and, you know, sort of showing support any way you can. Like on the video, comment below, questions, that sort of thing. I'm usually responding to any comments that come up, so if you've got questions, if you want to know more, if you want to tell me anything, do it. Yay! Right, so all of this said, how has day number 1 gone? Day number 1 has so far been actually perfectly fine. Day 0, we had a little bit of an issue. When I was baking potatoes, one of them exploded, even though I'd stabbed all of them and put loads of holes in. It exploded in the oven. So I was 1 potato short today. So I'm a little bit peckish. Not too bad, but you know, I could definitely go for something. And the only thing that's stopping me from actually eating anything is the fact that I know that it would have to be a potato. So, you know, trying to not go hog wild on them and sicken myself of them within the first day, you know? But yeah, day 1, perfect. I don't usually eat breakfast, so I didn't. Lunch was this, which is basically just some baked potatoes heated up with some salad. And that was all right. That was fine. The weird saucy sort of thing in the middle is some onions, shallots, mushrooms, and some red bell peppers with some water because we're sauteing everything. We don't use oil in any of our cooking. So water to stop it sticking to the non-stick frying pan and to deglaze and that sort of thing. And a little bit of Kahlua sauce, like the hot sauce stuff. So yeah, just little bits of all of these things. I think there's a little bit of chili powder in there as well, and a little bit of garlic powder. But yeah, that's what I had for lunch. It was quite filling. I mean, exceptionally so, to the point where I actually left half of one of the 3 potatoes there. You know, I kind of overestimated exactly how many potatoes I was going to eat, which, not done that before. Usually I finish it and I finish the entire thing. So, yeah, never mind. And dinner was this, which is again just some baked potatoes that have been microwaved. I cut them all up into little chunks, splashed a bunch of salsa on them, and the salad is just like a mixed bag of salad with some more Kahlua on it. And there's some Italian style vegetables, which is like zucchini and a little bit of eggplant, that sort of thing. Some peppers, some onions. That's all just been done in the oven. It's got some Italian herbs and spices on it. There we go. So that's that. Drinks wise, nothing but water in my tankard. The cat steals from it as well. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll have come across Dexter and his little antics. Dexter is our cat. He's a Cornish Rex, and he is a nightmare. Every single time I have a drink, if I put it down and look away, he's there. He drinks from my cup. Doesn't use his water bowl. Always my cup. But, you know, he's adorable, so I kind of let him get away with it and just rinse my cup out and have another drink, you know? Right, so, feelings. How do I feel about this one? I actually feel pretty confident going into this. I've had a little bit of a rattling today from, like, as I said just a minute ago, like, I feel a little bit peckish. And I do actually feel like I want to eat something, but it's probably to do with the fact that it's like, you know, 12:30. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing okay. I'm in a little bit of pain at the minute, not from, you know, fallout from surgeries or anything, because I've still got stitches in. I'm still like healing from all of that. Now, I helped my friend build his kitchen yesterday, just like, you know, finish it off as best that I could, like the major work that doesn't involve just like screwing something into place. I had to undo most of the things that the handyman they'd hired had done, because he just sort of half-assed it and done it without like thinking about what he was doing. So things like holes are in the wrong places, the worktop's canted and skewiff. Had to undo all of that, cut everything, put it all back in place, drill new holes, put more screws in, and wall mount cupboards in ancient brick that is crumbling because the house was built like possibly turn of 1900s, 1920s. Don't know. I know that my house was built in the 1920s, and my house was a pain in the backside to screw things into the wall on, and theirs is possibly older. So yeah, done all of that, which involves getting down under the sink and lifting heavy things and, you know, like stuff that I didn't really want to be doing, but I did. So now my neck and shoulders and my back are a little bit achy. So I've been taking ibuprofen this morning and, you know, sort of like laid out on the sofa and just trying to relax a little bit, using a support pillow and all of that for the neck and head. But yeah, beyond all of that, beyond the slight hunger from, you know, the fact that I've kind of gone into this like kind of cold turkey, because I did have a bit of chocolate yesterday, and I think, was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday, and then the day before that I had some cheese. So like coming in and cutting out all of these tasty things that, you know, aren't very good for us. Yeah, feeling it a little bit. And my wife bought this pack of, this pack here. Hey, I know where I'm pointing. This pack of chocolate covered gingerbread, Lebkuchen, which is delicious and German, but I'm not allowed it because I just started today. Speaking of, actually, my wife is joining me in this little adventure. Not whole hog the same thing as I'm doing. No, that's why the gingerbread's there. No, she's following the Weight Watchers plan. She's decided that you know, if I'm doing this, then what she can do is she can come home from work, eat the same thing as me, maybe with a cooked chicken breast on it, and that will be like 5 or 6 points or something, as opposed to, you know, what it would be if she was cooking it all from scratch and this, that and the other, because essentially everything that I'm eating is 0 points. Typical. So yeah, I don't know, like, we'll see how it goes. Like, we're both gonna sort of weigh ourselves and see where we're going from. Speaking of, my weigh-in for this morning is a little bit higher than I would like, but here's the starting weight. This is what I started on, and hopefully within 10 days that'll be, you know, that'll be a much lower number. There's nothing else. Everything's fine beyond all of that. I'm you know, sort of just drinking a bunch of water at the minute while I play around on laptops and watch videos and edit things and all that fun stuff. I haven't got any potatoes at the moment. I've got the bag, but I haven't cooked any. So I think what I'm probably going to do is, after I finish videoing this, I'm going to grab the bag, stab them a whole bunch more times than I did previously, put them in the oven for an hour, or thereabouts, you know, however long it takes to get them cooked. And then I'll have some nice potatoes ready to go for tomorrow. And I won't have to cook in the middle of the day, because I need to go to the bank tomorrow and find out why they've blocked access to my online banking. Ugh. It's never a dull day, is it? Right, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're also going along with the Mary's Mini, or interested in trying it and seeing a little bit more information about it, or you want to know exactly what the hell I'm talking about, check the description below, or even the top corner over here. Over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put links to various videos and web pages that describe exactly what we're doing and what a Mary's Mini is, and then that should hopefully answer your questions. But like I say, if you've got any, drop them in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you're doing well if you're on your own weight loss journey, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, cool. See you then. Bye-bye.